Greeting, brothers and sisters. So, I've been talking to you about how to succeed in life, and I talked to you about the parable that Jesus gave us about the new wineskin, that He is going to give us a new mentality, a new thinking, and we cannot succeed if we are not able to receive a new thought from the Lord, because we are still entrenched in our old thoughts. In our yesterday's video, we saw that we have to work on our lives day to day and every day, just work on the things that the Lord has given us. And today, in our third video of this session, the Lord is giving us another formula also through Paul in the letter of Romans, chapter 1, and I am in verse 16 and 17. And it says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God to salvation for everyone who believes, for the Jew first and also for the Greek. For in it the righteousness of God is revealed." In it, the righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, "The just shall live by faith." Now, what Paul is trying to say here, what Jesus is trying to say in the parable of the new wineskin, what we read in the Second Corinthians chapter 4, is day by day our inwardly man is being renewed. And in this verse, we take the thought to the next level, which is the level of, after you are taking care of your day and making sure that your day is productive, is progressive, is you are doing the things that the Lord has called you to do. For example, for me is making this video. So you are focusing on that. And then the next one is saying, "For the righteousness of God," the secret of God, the blessing of God, the righteousness of God will be revealed in your life. So what does this mean? This means that your righteousness level, not because of something in you that you are amazing and you are great, but because our God is so great and amazing and gracious, He will reveal his righteousness into our lives. But little by little, how is it? It will be revealed from faith to faith. What does it mean, that faith to faith? And then the phrase is ending by, "The righteous shall live by faith." Now, what does that mean, that righteous will live by faith? In a righteous person's life, there will be many, many, many persecutions. And the question is, how are we taking those persecutions? Jesus said it very clearly again in the Sermon on the Mount. If you go to the Sermon on the Mount and chapter 5, and we're going to look at some of the last verses of, uh, uh, no, sorry, not the last verses, but the last verses of the Beatitudes. It says, verse 10 onwards, I'm going to read. So, Matthew chapter 5, verse 10 onwards. "Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when they revile and persecute you and say all kinds of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so they persecuted the prophets before you." Now, brothers and sisters, if you and me are to walk in faith, we must realize that we are going to go through certain sufferings. In Revelation chapter 3, verse 21, it says, "To him who overcomes, I will grant to sit with me on my throne, as also I have overcome and sat with the Father on his throne." So, brothers and sisters, Jesus taught us in the Sermon on the Mount that blessed are you when you are going to be persecuted and you are going to go through certain difficulties and certain persecutions. And Jesus is also saying, he who overcomes, I will grant him to sit with me on the throne. So brothers and sisters, the next level of progress in our life will come if when we are at a certain level of difficulty, persecution, and whatever we are going through, that we keep faith, that we do not let our faith dwindle, and we do not allow the circumstances to influence our thinking, our emotions, our mentality, our faith, our relationship with the Lord. And if we are able to keep that faith, then the Lord will allow a next wave of persecution to come. Not the Lord will bring a persecution in our life, but the Lord will allow the next level of persecution to be allowed to come in our life so that we can reach a new height of faith. And then when we reach that new height of faith, then the Lord will again bring us, allow certain other things to be allowed in our life so that we can go from faith, from a level of faith to the next level of faith. And the higher our faith goes, the less we will be troubled by the circumstances around us and the lives things, like the things in the life that are happening around us. Brothers and sisters, if we are at a low level of faith, then whatever is happening around us can have an effect on our psyche, on our emotions, on our mood, and how we are feeling. But when you grow in the Lord, you know that your life is in the Lord's hand. And if your life is in the Lord's hand, then you do not worry about tomorrow. You do not worry about bread. You do not worry about water. You do not worry about I'm sorry. You do not worry about clothing. You do not worry about external. You do not worry about the outwardly things of your life, because you know that this life is a vapor, and the Lord has taken care of you, and the Lord has given certain promises in your life, and He will lead you through. He will be with you through your valley of so the Lord will be with us, if even if we go through the valley of the shadow of death. We will not worry. We will not allow worry to distract us. Yeah, we might be distracted for a few moments, maybe a minute or two, or even a bit more, but we will not allow it to ruin our day. And if we are able to come to that level, if we are able to go from faith to faith, we will see a new work of the Lord in our lives, and then we will be able to transform. We will be transformed. We will see God's righteousness revealed in our lives. So, brothers and sisters, no matter what you are going through, may we stay strong in the Lord. And if you are strong in the Lord, you will see a new level of blessing coming in your life. God bless you.